welcome to Would I Lie to You? It's the show where we sort the fact from the fiction. I'm Paul Henry. Great to have you with us. Let's meet tonight's panellists. On Jessie Mulligan's team tonight, she's known for doing whatever it takes to get in shape for a role, but unlike me, she didn't have the commitment to put on 5 kilos for this show tonight. Miriama Smith. And you may not know his face, but if you listen to Radio Hauraki, you'll definitely know his voice. So you probably won't know his voice either. It's Matt Heath. And joining John Bridges on the opposing team tonight, after a lifetime of achievement for his country, he's still most famous for playing a game of rugby with one testicle hanging out. It's Wayne Shelford. We brought back Buck. And after 3 years of achievement on the New Zealand comedy scene, she's still most famous in her home of South Africa for playing a game of rugby with one testicle hanging out. It's Ursula Carlson. Great to have you with us. Right, to our first round. It's called Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they have never seen the card before. Imagine that. So they have no idea what they're going to be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort out the truth from the lies, and we're going to get right into it now. Ursula.
My first job when I moved to New Zealand was as a parking warden.
Does she look like a parking warden?
She does look a bit like a parking warden.
She does look a bit like a parking warden.
Picture me in that uniform. Beautiful.
How's your conscience? Did you feel fine about handing out people, you know, $400 tickets, etc.?
Look, you know, you need to display properly your registration. But I would never give a fine to anybody if there's a baby seat in the back. So now, I don't have a kid, but I always have a baby seat in case... No, because a lot of parking wardens were the same. If there's a baby seat in the back, you'd rather give them another half an hour or so, because you know what it's like with kids, like, you know...
I think that makes you worse because it's like you're using discretion. You should hand out the justice evenly across the board.
No.
So you're saying that being kind to young mothers with babies is making her worse?
Yes,
Yeah.
because you're being mean to the person next door that maybe can't have children.
Well, they need to bring stickers out for that.
I am sterile. Baron on board.
I'm just not sure how you became a parking warden. Like, did you have experience or...?
She said, give me a job!
I have chalk.
How much chalk do you go through in a day?
Actually, that chalk gets replaced pretty often because it gets wet. You know, in summer, it's a sweat from your hands, so because it swells. And in
What
winter,
swells?
the chalk, that chalk, because it's not very good grey chalk.
Many things
And
that
it
you hold
falls
in your
around.
hand can swell.
Yeah.
What's the worst abuse you've ever had as a parking warden?
Not really a lot. Like, people come out really aggressive, but I think I've figured out the recipe for success for being a parking warden. You have to match their crazy and add 10%.
Can you demonstrate then? So
Yeah,
I've just come out of...
Yeah, you be
Okay.
the person coming out. You see Ursula.
Yeah.
She's giving you a ticket.
What are you doing? I'm only...
She was a parking warden. There is no question. Jessie, what does your team think?
Miriama?
I think she's lying, actually.
I believe her. I believe her. It reeks of truth. How well she defended parking wardens. No one else would defend a parking warden except for a parking warden or an ex-parking warden. No one else would do it.
We think it's true, Paul.
You think it's true? All right, Ursula, they think it's true.
Well, team, it is in fact a lie.
Yes. It was a fantastic lie. You see, you can't just become a parking warden. First, you have to fail at being a police officer, a security guard, a bus inspector, and quite frankly, a decent human being. Buck, your turn.
I once lost a bet and had to go to a rugby game carrying a sign that said, "Bring back me."
It's a charming yarn.
What year was this, Buck?
That would have been in 2007.
What did you lose the bet for?
It was a one-on-one bet with one of the guys in the touring party. We played golf together all the time, and we had to break the score. So we're playing to break 90.
Telling us about your golf game is not going to help with this lot.
No, but that was the bet. He won the bet, and this is what I had to do.
So did you say you had to wear the sign?
I said I had to carry a sign. Most people carry signs, they don't wear them.
All right, mate. I'm just...
Get with it.
How do you feel about the Bring Back Buck sign, by the way?
Well, it was the people of New Zealand that made it up, not me. But it's cost me a lot of money to keep it going. You know?
Where was the game, sorry?
We're in Europe.
Yeah.
World Cup 2007.
Can you be any more specific than Europe?
Cardiff.
Cardiff.
All Blacks lost. Bring back me. Everyone's going, yes!
All right, Jesse, we need a decision. Which way are you going to go?
So, Matt, are you thinking true?
I feel like it's true. I hope it's true. It'd be good if it was true.
Yeah.
Mariama?
I'm thinking it's true as well, actually.
Paul, our team says it's true.
They say it's true, Buck.
Let's hope it's right.
Well, I have to say, it's a lie.
Fantastic. So that bites the first unanimous decision from Jesse's team in the bottom. It's not true, but I have heard that John Bridges has been carrying a similar sign around TV3 for the last 17 years. And as you can see, it finally worked. And at the end of that round, John's team are nosing ahead 100 points to 80. Join us after the break, where we'll be playing This Is Mine. Welcome back to Would I Lie to You? Our next round's called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Jesse's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection. It's up to John's team to spot who's telling the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome this week's special guest, Gomez. All right, welcome, Gomez. So, Jesse, who is Gomez to you?
This is Gomez. He taught me how to be a house music DJ.
Mariama.
This is Gomez, and he and I toasted marshmallows over hot lava together.
And Matt.
This is Gomez, and I once rented him my dog.
Well, nice and straightforward. Couldn't be easier, I wouldn't have thought, John.
I think we should take on Jesse's outrageous story about becoming a house DJ. So what's your favourite sort of house music, Jesse?
Well, my favourite sort is mid-90s house music, because that's when I was involved in the scene.
Yep. But in the mid-90s, I think there were more than one sort. So what were you into?
Well, this was in Hamilton, and we didn't really have sub-genres. It was just house music or it was metal.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. So because you were not into metal, you had to be by default, you loved house music.
Yeah, that's right. There was I just finished university, and there was a pub nearby that was like, they wanted to start a house music night, and so I thought I can help with that. And it was, except it was a suburban pub, and they only had a license till 11, so we had to get the house music night started about 6. And Gomez taught me how to do it because he had quite a reputation in Hamilton because he'd been overseas. And
So how did you hook up with Gomez? Did you put an ad in the paper, wanted house DJ tutor?
I was working on the student radio station, Contact FM, shout out, and he was doing the dance show, and so I said, can you teach me a few things?
What were the main things that he taught you?
Well, so you got one going round.
Yeah. So you just
And you
watch
got your
it.
headphones on,
Yeah.
and actually you hear that record in this headphone, and you hear that record in that headphone, and so you wait till the dung, 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 you sort of put it at the speed you want, and then start that one up, dung, 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 and when they're going about the same time, you go, yoiser.
Let's go on to Mariama. Miri, where was this hot lava?
Guatemala.
But you're not there now, are you?
Not with Dr. Ropata, no. I actually met Gomez in Guatemala, and he was like, do you want to come and walk up a mountain on hot lava? And I was like, well, I've always wanted to walk on hot coals because, you know, the whole yoga discipline thing. And we walked up this mountain, and there was a dog roaming around up on the mountain. Mm-hmm. And I'm a vegetarian, so I was like, can't have the hot dog.
You'd have to keep moving as a dog, you wouldn't want to pause.
So, and then someone said,
You all right,
yeah,
Buck?
and handed me marshmallows, and I was like, perfect.
Well, how close were you to the lava at the time of the toasting?
I was standing next to a girl, and she was screaming that her shoes had melted through. And I said, seriously?
And you said, where are the marshmallows?
What a great opportunity not to be missed.
No, because I had to time it, because obviously it's hot lava, it's lethal, right? So
Yep.
you can't stand on it too long. So I said, how long have you been standing here to make your shoes have holes in them? And she was like, I don't know. And I said, well, can you go again? She's like, my shoes have been through. So I was like, time me. So I went and stood on the hot lava, and I think it was about anywhere between 17 and 21 seconds, depending on the quality of their shoes.
And so, was it a romantic thing with Gomez and you and the marshmallows and the dog and the woman with the hot feet? Was it a date of sorts?
No, we were just friends.
Right. Okay. Matt, can you remind us what unlikely story you're trying to weave?
This is Gomez, as I said, and I once rented him my dog. Yeah, Gomez. He was, I guess, working as a runner or something on a TV commercial or something. Rented Montague, R.I.P., for a day's shooting.
Did you have a dog because you'd finally worked out women were not for you?
I had a dog. Monty was a great way to meet women, actually, to be honest. He was a very attractive dog, but he had a bad streak as well as a good streak. And I actually felt guilty when Gomez took the dog away because I hadn't really told you the full extent of what a vicious, basic killer Monty was.
What kind of dog was it?
It was a Briard, which is kind of like a French sheepdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What size is he? Like.
Big, like he would jump up and lick my face, shoulders on, lick your forehead. Big enough to jump up and bite your grandmother on the forehead.
Jeez.
And if we told anyone, I guess he should have been put down after that incident.
Did you advertise Monty for advertisements? Did you get him an agent and stuff?
I think they must have gone through Briard owners or something, because when you get a Briard, because they're a particularly awesome dog, you get their full name. His full name was Montague de Dongevin, because there's a whole, and you get their family tree and stuff because they're flash dogs, real flash dogs. So if you want a Briard for an ad, you just ring up the person that breeds Briards, and they'll go, oh, this guy down the road, he's got a Briard.
I don't know what you mean by did he advertise it. There's no part of the back of the paper where there's pictures of dogs saying for a good time call.
Well, you don't know. I mean, have you ever tried to do that with your dog? Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog, but I've never been in a telephone booth and said, for a good time, call this number. And long hair,
But
attractive.
you've never looked out for it. I mean, you don't know what kinky stuff goes on.
Okay, but it's irrelevant because that's not how Gomez got hold of me.
What was his full name again?
Montague de Dongevin.
Okay.
All right, John, I think your team have had enough opportunity to persecute people. What do you think?
What do you think, Issa?
Well, that lava story is just ridiculous. Nobody finds a good-looking man on a mountain. Are you crazy? But I do believe the dog story.
What do you think, Buck?
I actually like Jesse's story.
You say Jesse. You say Matt.
What do you say, John?
I actually think that Jesse was being a little bit purposely vague about house music.
It was very, very vague.
And I think Matt had too long to come up with the name and the breed of the dog. He didn't hear anything that Jesse or Miriama was saying because he was sitting there thinking about the name and the breed of his dog. We think that Gomez taught Jesse how to play house music.
All right, that's what the team thinks. Gomez, would you like to reveal your true identity?
My name is Gomez, and I toasted marshmallows over flowing lava with Miriama in Guatemala.
So actually, you couldn't have been more wrong. You couldn't have been more wrong. Thank you, Gomez, very much for coming in tonight. And at the end of that round, it's a tie. Join us after the break for Quickfire. Welcome back to the final round of Would I Lie to You? It's called Quickfire, where our panellists not only lie through their teeth, but against the clock. They don't know if they're about to read, remember, a true fact about themselves or a made-up fact that they have never seen in their lives before. All right, Matt, let's hear from you.
I apply deodorant to both armpits without the deodorant bottle ever leaving my body.
Does that even seem plausible? Matt and deodorant.
Doesn't. That wasn't the part that was confusing me. What do you mean, leaving your body? Oh, I see.
So the ball of the deodorant at no point leaves my flesh during the deodorizing process.
On the way across,
Yes.
What path does it prescribe? Does it actually go across your nips?
Just
Have you got sweaty nips?
Just above the nipples, I'd say.
So you
Sometimes
detour.
you cross under one, go over and under, but generally speaking, it's straight up. It's a time-saving function.
And you're going to save how much time instead of going like this?
Well, over the course of a lifetime,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah, but how much... doesn't it make stains on your clothes? Like...
It does make stains on my clothes, and my wife quite often goes, I wish you wouldn't freaking do that, because as soon as you put your T-shirt on, it's got a big stain on it.
Yeah.
But I think the time saved by going is with it.
Here's the issue I have with that. It's not the wiping of the deodorant across the chest. It's how do you deodorise under the arm that the hand is attached to? No, that one's fine.
Yeah.
But when you come over to here, wouldn't it be easier to be holding it in that hand?
And that's all right, isn't it?
That's fine.
Well,
Look,
it's stupid.
I don't know what
do
that
that.
is.
No one would do that.
I reckon you might have a point there that this probably gets a little bit less deodorised than the other armpit. So if you're hanging out with me, don't hang out on
But
my
this
right
is the
side.
whole thing about having two hands, isn't it?
What? 2 deodorant bottles? That would be crazy, because you'd spend all the time undoing the lids. Are you seriously suggesting a double bottle deodorizer?
When it comes time to clean your ears, do you? Is that what it is?
Do people clean their ears? I don't clean my ears.
I don't clean my ears.
Do you clean your ears? What with? Like a...
A Q-tip. Everyone
Yeah.
cleans. You know,
No, you shouldn't do that, actually.
What?
No,
You
it's
should
fine.
never stick anything like that in your ear.
No.
How are you going to clean them then?
What?
Why would you clean them? Why do you...
We're going to have to test this one.
I think that's very
gonna-
wise.
I'm going to smell Matt's chest.
Oh, there you go.
That's the only way to tell for sure. Actually, I don't want to smell it now.
Come
I
on.
got close to it.
Do it, or just touch it.
Hey, you've only got 2 hairs on there.
I know. Kiss it.
It does smell.
I wouldn't lie.
All right, it's time to make up,
Oh, is
make
it?
up your mind.
I love
It's
the
no, it's
story.
time to make
I
up your
wanna
mind.
stay. I want to keep
It's a
doing this.
lie, you're a liar.
Why?
What do you think, Buck?
You know, I just think he's actually probably telling the truth because he's that type of guy.
Well, I've got to go with Buck on this. I do have to go with Buck. We're going to say it's true.
They say it's true, Matt.
It is true.
No way!
You'll probably even see the...
Well done.
Wayne, Buck.
I am an expert ironer.
Buck looks like the sort of guy who would iron a shirt while he was wearing it.
You haven't even ironed that shirt that you're wearing.
Well, you know, these are dry fits. They don't actually need iron.
But you wore it for TV.
It's just TV3.
Yeah.
Point well made, John. Point well made.
Where did you get this gauge from? Did someone say, wow, you can iron good? Or are you just saying you're an expert ironer? Because
No, well, the thing is, I used to work in a laundry, and I used to work the big presses.
Working the big presses doesn't make you a great ironer because it's just
No.
closing something.
No, but
Yeah, but you've got to lay it out. You've got to be able to press it well. And in my younger days, my thumbs for the press used to be actually quite square because you're always pushing the presses, you know, two at a time.
What was the name of the laundry you worked at?
HMNZS Otago.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
picking that's a ship.
Can I ask you this? Did you used to iron your All Black jersey before you'd play?
Always. And I used to cut the sleeves off because I didn't like the sleeves.
Did the other boys iron their jerseys or was it just you?
Just me, because I used to like going onto the field well presented.
So
iron
everyone
my
else
shorts,
is doing like
iron
jogging up
my
and down the
shorts.
dressing
I
room.
made sure that the creases are right down the front, you know. What you have
Right
to
down the
remember,
front
I was
of
in the
what, your
military
pants?
for 11 and a half years and I used to iron all my kit.
I can't remember this. Did you have, like, creases down the front of your shorts?
Creases down the front of
Sharp
the
creases
shorts.
down the front of your shorts when you're on.
Well, being in the military,
It was
we
a
used
particularly
to...
sharp crease one day, wasn't there, Buck?
Well, being in the military, we used to iron the 7 C's into our trousers, our black trousers. So we had black trousers all the time. They were always ironed inside out. And you actually measured your creases by a cigarette packet. And then you had a cigarette packet, you folded it, you pressed it, you reverse folded it, you pressed it, reverse folded it, pressed it, until you had 7 creases in your trousers.
I'm practically
confused.
comatose here. Buck. How did you get the nickname Buck when it should have been Nancy?
What's your views on ironing, like, underwear? Because my mum used to iron my underwear, and I always thought that was a really weird thing to do. What's
Well,
your views
it's a
on
must
that?
if you got Y fronts, bro.
It's a must.
Well, you got the panel where you can pull the pepe out, eh?
Yeah.
You just did it on the field
Well, that's all the
sometimes.
young ones today, they just drop the trousers down and it just falls out.
Oh, times have changed. Thank God. All right, Jesse, I think it's time to find out what you think.
Matt?
I think it's the truth.
Miriama?
I think he's lying. I'm going to call the bluff.
I'm going to go with Miriama. He just doesn't seem the type. I think he's spinning us a yarn. We say it's a lie.
They say it's a lie. Buck?
Well, it's the truth.
Yes, it's true. Ironing is the only skill Buck picked up in the Navy that he's prepared to talk about in public. It actually looks like I've got a turn. So I'll read out the card sitting in front of me and both teams have the opportunity to score some points.
Awesome.
I pierced my belly button.
At what age did you do this?
Probably 10 years ago, maybe 15. So it's quite old.
Is it still there, or did you take it out?
I took it out because it more or less was growing out, I think. My body was expelling it.
Where do you
As it
get your
were.
belly button pierced these days, Paul?
I just went to a tattooist.
A
You
what?
just
To tour.
Tattooist. Who was also a belly buttonist.
What did you hope to gain from getting your belly button pierced?
I wanted to I'd be cool. And as you can see, it's worked.
once you got your belly button pierced, did you consider getting a crop top sort of T-shirt so that you could show it off?
I wasn't desperate for people to see it. It was sufficient for me to know that it was there.
So you did it to sort of pretty much turn yourself on.
Yes.
How did your family react?
Mixed reaction
Yeah?
from the family.
Your daughters, for example, were they?
I think they probably thought it was a bit cool, but maybe a bit weird.
I wouldn't have thought it was cool.
No, because it's mainly
Well, I didn't do it
teenage
for you,
girls
Matt, did I?
getting it done.
How long did you have it in for?
A couple of years, maybe more actually. Yeah, a couple of years. I bought a couple of different ornaments.
Do you have something festive at Christmas?
No, I never went seasonal.
Well,
What do you
It is
reckon?
time. It is time to decide.
I tend to think that Paul is the kind of guy that would desperately grasp at anything he thought was cool.
we say you're the sort of person who'll give anything a try, Paul. We say it's true.
Jesse's team say it's true.
We think it's a lie, Paul.
A divided room. It is in fact true. Yes, it's absolutely true.
That is-
I was cool before I had it done and so much cooler afterwards. Well, that sound signals the end of the show, and I can reveal that Jesse's team have won with a massive 600 points. A record-breaking 600 points. Of course, it's not just a team game. And my individual liar of the week is Matt Heath. Why? Because all his radio listeners will be at home watching him tonight, which is good news for the rest of us. We can expect crime figures to be down around New Zealand. Good night.
Thanks, New Zealand On Air. I never knew lying could be such fun.